Alright guys, welcome back to the second episode of my epic return back to the vlogosphere that nobody knew I was even part of the first time, but we're gonna get this thing going. This time we went to the Aria to play some 1-3 no limit hold'em. It was a really fun time and I think you guys are gonna really like these hands, so let's get right into it.
Thank you for choosing our Starbucks. We're gonna get started for you today.
Yeah, can I just get the biggest iced coffee you got with 7 Splenda and a shitload of cream?
7, okay. Did you still want the classic syrup in that?
No, thank you.
Okay. Anything else for you?
That's it.
That's gonna be $4.28.
Thank you.
Hey, knock one more. Can we go thrift shopping?
So after folding for what feels like an absolute eternity, we finally look down at premium Queen of Spades, Queen of Diamonds. We are in the cutoff position. UTG1 raises to 10 and action folds to me. And obviously I'm gonna raise this one up. I make it 30 to go. Gotta give, I guess, a little bit of respect to the under the gun raise. Not making it too big here, making it just 3x. I think it's a pretty good size. The button cold calls the 30, okay. Gets back to the under the gun 1 player and he makes the call as well. So, we're gonna go 3 ways to a flop here. And the flop comes down pretty good for our queens. It comes down Jack of Spades, 9 of Clubs, 3 of Spades. Under the gun 1 checks, and having the Queen of Spades is good. Having 2 queens is good. We block relevant straight and flush draws, so I think this is a good spot to down bet a little bit. We also unblock all the top pairs and stuff, so we bet 35 into the $94 pot, and we get 2 snap folds. Thank you. Love winning a pot. No more value, but love winning a pot.
Let everybody know. I got it. When I bet, I got it. 100%.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time. That doesn't make sense.
$20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a comer. This is fucking awesome.
What she know about rocking the wolf on your noggin? What she knowin' about wearing a fur fox skin? I'm digging, I'm searching right through that luggage. One man's trash, that's another man.
Alright, in this hand, the low jack has limped. We have raised for some reason with Queen 9 offsuit on the button to 12. We got a call from the small blind and a call from the low jack limper. The flop came out, Queen Jack 3, 2 spades, checks to us. We bet 20. The small blind was the only caller, so we're gonna go heads up to the turn card, which is a 9 of hearts. Bringing in the BDFD. So we got 2 spades, 2 hearts, plethora, straight draws. And so I put this in fast forward because this hand took forever. This woman would not act. Clock! Jeez. She finally acts. She checks. We bet 60. Sizing up, trying to charge all the draws and stuff. As is the theme. Once again, clock! Take forever. She finally calls. Black chip in play. Here we go. River's a brick. Doesn't take too long this time. Finally checks. We're gonna rip it in for her stack. She's gonna fold. We're gonna take down the pot. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video right here. At least give you something good to look at while I'm talking to you. Yeah, that's right. That's aces. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I just want to let you guys know that I am sorry.
I am sorry.
I don't know what the reason is. I just can't seem to pick up the pre-flop action with my camera. So every hand we seem to be picking up the action going to the flop and missing on the pre-flop action. So my apologies, I'm gonna work on it moving forward. Having said that, let's pick up this action. In this hand, the low jack had raised to 10. There was a 3-bet from the cutoff to 20, and I got a little funny here, and I 4-bet to 30. Yeah, that's right, a min raise. They both called, so there's 90 in the pot. Flop came out 8-6 deuce rainbow. It was a check. The cutoff donked 20. What? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call the 20, because there's no reason to raise. And maybe if I call the 20, the cutoff will come along as well. Or not the cutoff, but you know what I'm saying, the other guy in the hand. Well, that's exactly what happened, so plan worked out to perfection. Rarely does, but this time it did. So we're still 3 ways to the turn, coming, offsuit king, completing the full rainbow. It's fantastic. Checks around to me. All right, that's it. Foot's on the gas, here we go. Checks to me, 154 in the pot. I bet $120. I don't know why. Super dry board. I don't know what I'm doing, but he called. You heard him say it. Verbal is binding. He said he called. So we're gonna see a river card. I'm pretty sure he left like 14 behind. Like, that's it. So I'm jamming any river, it doesn't matter what it is. But he jammed his 14 before I got a chance to act it, and I obviously snapped it off, and he had queens, I think. So an interesting way to play queens, but hey, we got it all. All right, so in this hand, ladies and gentlemen, we have straddled for 6 under the gun. We got dealt pocket 6s. This is a sign. We're gonna flop a set 100% of the time, and sure enough, we do. There was a under the gun 2 limp, a small blind limp, a big blind limp. I checked my option with the 6s. Flop comes out queen jack 6 with 2 hearts. The small blind leads into the field for $12, and the big blind folds, gets to me. Guess what, folks? I am not gonna slow play this set. This is not the board to do that. It is too wet. There are way too many draws out there. We have got to raise. So that's what I do. I make it 50 over the 12, under the gun folds, and it gets back to the small blind player who had bet the 12, and he goes ahead and he makes the call. All right, dealer, come on. My God. If I had to hand pick the worst turn card in the deck, the 10 of hearts would have been it. Lucky for us, the small blind checks, and we get a free look at the river. Please pair the board. That's exactly what he does. I love you so much, dealer. Oh my God. So small blind checks to me, action is now on me. And actually, this is me tanking. This isn't me waiting on the small blind to check. This is me thinking, how much to bet? Should I bet? How much to bet? All these things are going through my mind. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking this guy's not gonna fold a queen. He's not gonna fold a flush. And I feel like those are there's 2 most likely holdings, right? When he leads the flop, calls my raise, he's gonna check the turn no matter what because I was the one that raised. So he's gonna check the turn. So when he comes to this river card, he's gonna have a lot of queens and a lot of flushes. So I just go ahead and overbet the pot 150. Oh, he folded. My reads are terrible. So for this hand, I have put it in fast forward because I didn't take any notes for it. I don't know what happened. It looked like I had a straddle out there. It looked like somebody must have opened. It looks like I must have 3-bet to 60. It looks like we checked it down. And it looks like I won. I don't know. I don't have any notes. But from what it looks like, that's exactly what happened. All right, so there's 2 very important things to know about this hand. The first thing is that when the dealer sat down, I pre-tipped. I gave him money when he first sat down, and this is the hand that he deals to me. So the second thing to know about this hand is that I opened 5-4 of spades from middle position, and we got a call from the button. So we go heads up to the flop, queen 9 deuce 2 spades. I flop 5 high, but I have a flush draw. So I bet $10, maybe take it down with 5 high, that's a victory. If not, we always got that flush draw to fall back on, but he raised to 30, the guy on the button raised to 30. Well, I'm not folding, so I call the 30. And the board obviously comes a board pairing deuce on the turn. I check it over to him, and he bets 30 again. Who does that? Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess he could have queens full if he just flatted my raise pre. I guess he could have nines full if he flatted my raise pre. I guess he could have quad deuces, because he would probably flat my raise pre. Or a better flush draw, I guess. Or just a queen. He laid me such a good price, I had to call. Then obviously I bricked the river because I haven't hit a flush draw since 2012. But I check, he checks it back. He does the old man angle shoot 2 pair when there's a pair on the board. I hate that.
Give me that fucking dollar back, asshole.
And there's my joke about the dollar. Did you hear it? There's my joke about the dollar. The pre-tip I gave him.
I won't give it back.
All right, folks, so in this hand, there was a late position open to 12, the button called, and I 3-bet ace-queen off to 55 from the small blind. Actually, the table talk is pretty funny during this hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and let it roll and let you guys listen.
What is that? Where is that?
South Dakota.
Oh. See, that worries me. How much do you have, man? Just that right there? Shit. I don't want to, but I kind of have to now. It's how much do you have? Is that like 50?
54. 50. Oh, okay. 50.
There's no chance in hell I'm not.
He already bet, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have to. I mean, there's a pot's 100 and change. You got $40 left. Huh?
Okay, one.
So you would have had me all tonight.
Ooh, my God. Wow. Wow.
I had king queen, so I'm glad I got out.
All right, guys, so I'm going to pause the video again right here. And last time I did this, I gave you a picture of pocket aces to look at, which was very nice. This time, I'm going to go ahead and give you a picture of Phoebe Cates to look at. Also very nice to look at, if I do say so myself. So go ahead and pay attention to Phoebe Cates, or pay attention to what I'm saying. I wouldn't blame you if you paid attention to Phoebe Cates, but I'm going to continue to speak anyway. So basically, I messed up pretty big time because 3 of the biggest hands that I played, or like most important hands of the night, I guess, that I played, I didn't get any table footage of because, unfortunately, at the time, I believe I was getting a massage, so I couldn't really operate the camera like I needed to, and I got into 3 pretty interesting hands. So, unfortunately, I did not get the table footage that I needed, but I did the best I could here to put the graphics up and everything. So let's go ahead and look at these 3 hands that I played. All against the same villain, might I add. All against the same villain. So in this first hand, that villain that we just mentioned, he opened up to 15. He'd been opening a lot, I noticed, so I went ahead and 3-bet 9-6 suited and diamonds from the small blind to $50. I'm mostly just attacking because he's just been opening so often. So it gets back around to him and he flats the 50, and so we go heads up to the king 8-4 with 1 diamond flop. I got some backdoors going on, and I have the range advantage being the 3-better pre-flop. So I go ahead and make a c-bet of $65. Basically looking for any straight or flush card for me on the turn that I can continue to barrel on. And well, that's exactly what we get. It's the king of diamonds. It's not actually the worst card. It brings in our flush draw, but and also we can have some kings. So we go ahead and jam for about 160 effective. He only has about 160 left. He calls it off with jacks. We brick the river, and that kind of starts the whole wheel in motion with this guy. All right, so this hand again is against the same villain who opens up to 15 again. I 3-bet ace-king offsuit again to 50 from the small blind. He calls again. Flop comes out jack-jack 5 with 2 spades. I make a mistake here. I check. I should probably be betting most of the time. But anyway, I check. He bets 40. I go ahead and call. I'm going to float 1, see what happens, see what he does on the turn. Well, anyway, the turn comes out. It's the 10 of spades. Obviously bringing in the front door flush draw. Maybe pocket 10s or something gets there. I check. He checks it back. Okay, so we're going to see a free river card. That's fantastic news. It comes the queen of spades. That's an interesting card because it puts obviously the 4 flush out there, but we make the straight. No reason to bet. We're not going to get called by anything worse, I don't think. So we go ahead and check. and he checks it back. And guess what? We win versus pocket eights. So we are not quite even yet, but we took this one. All right, guys, this is going to be the last hand that we go over in this vlog. It is against that same villain that we've been battling with the last couple orbits, and man, I tell you what, it's a fun one. So early position opens to 11, gets around to this guy in the low jack spot, and he 3-bets to 35. Gets around to me in the small blind with 6-7 of spades, normally a 3-bet or fold spot for me. But in this scenario, I'm going to go ahead and flat call. I think if I flop a big hand, I can get a lot of money from this low jack player. He's been kind of coming after me a little bit. So the early position player folds. We go heads up to a flop, ace of spades, 10 of spades, 7 of hearts. I love seeing the pair plus flush draw. I check it over to my man, and he's going to go ahead and bet range here. Comes back to me. I'm not going to do a whole lot of check raising on this board. Ace high flops when I was not the 3-better, so I go ahead and make the call. I'm just thinking 6-7 spade, 6-7 spade, 6-7 spade. The deuce of clubs comes on the turn. So we brick the turn. We're going to check it over to him yet again, and he's going to continue firing. He's going to bet $90 into this pot, and well, I'm not going anywhere. I can still hit a 6 or a 7 or a spade, but obviously I don't. I brick everything, so check it over to him again. He bets $250. That's a pretty big bet. Long story short, I think it's a bluff, and I was right. So I get the better of this guy at the end of the day. All right, standing out here in the valet, waiting on my car to go home. Session is over. We were in for 300. Played for about 4 hours, cashed out 1,020 for a profit of 720. A good couple of days. I don't know what I'm about to do. Got some people at Bellagio. I don't know if I'll head over there. It's still early. It's only 12:15 a.m. So, might head over to Bellagio, might head home. I'm not 100% sure yet. But if I don't go to Bellagio, then this is the last to see me. If I do go to Bellagio, I don't even know if I'll vlog on there.